Alright guys, just something a little different today. Give you a little heads up here. I bought a little two-wheel drive project truck, 2003 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Just wanted another project, something else to work on, obviously. Bought this truck from a fellow up in Georgia. It needed a bunch of work. Got it. They did a rear flip on it, which as you see here, rear flip. But fortunately they did not do a C-notch, so when I got the truck I ended up tearing it all apart, and you see it there. It's not real easy to see, but ended up doing a C-notch on the frame so it wasn't riding directly on the frame on the bump stops. They actually had drop shackles under it too, which was a little too much for me, so I went back to a factory shackle. Sits about perfect for my likings now. Had a set of stock 20s on it, ordered the Texas 22 replicas put on it. Tire size on those is a 265 40/22. Ordered a set of Speed Engineering headers. See them in there. A little disappointed with the fitment of these on this truck. I've used a few sets of Speed Engineering headers and I've never really had an issue, but it was on newer trucks. Had a 17, had no problems at all. They fit perfect. This truck here, if you see there, I had to mark it and take a hammer to the to the outside primary, which is not cool, you know, not my cup of tea. A lot of times you run into these trucks has a bad motor mount on the passenger side, and that's the issue. But if you look, I put a brand new motor mount in it also. There's the old motor mount, same issue, still rubs. Even beating it in, as you look and see, very sorry about the camera there, very minimal clearance with the header still. So not real happy with that. Kind of let the review there for Speed Engineering on it. Maybe they'll see it and adjust it, or heck, maybe it's just this truck. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a bunch of other people that's done it with no complaints. So just wanted to do a little a little video on the exhaust here. A lot of my trucks I've always wanted to do a true equal length exhaust on, which on a four-wheel drive truck's pretty darn hard. I mean, I did the exhaust loop. I actually got a picture. I just cut the spintech out of this setup, which was on my 6.2 4-door four-wheel drive. That exhaust loop made no difference. I mean, the exhaust was here's the other end of the pipe was as close to damn equal as you could get it. You know what I'm saying? The bends there, it was damn close as you could get it equal, short of the crossover pipe, which is where that loop is supposed to take the place of by measurements and theory. It didn't. It sounded no different than it did without the exhaust loop. So, my opinion, that's a waste of your money. Maybe everybody don't agree to that. That's cool. That's fine. But this truck here, I'm gonna try to do an equal length exhaust. Just wanted to give everybody a little bit of a view of it here. A little tight here going in, but not a problem. Not a problem. I use V-band clamps, Evil Energy V-band clamps. There they are, as you see, there and there. And I'm actually doing them here now. I'm gonna do them here and here also. We're gonna end up with this. I'm gonna do a couple flexes. I don't know where the heck they went. I'm gonna do some flex joints up there. I want to make this exhaust where it's 100% easy to come in and out. If it's gonna have a transmission built, this truck's gonna turn into a project. Of course, it's gonna be a pro charge at the end of the day, but we're gonna end up with a flex pipe here, or spintechs. There's our spintech. There's another spintech. We're gonna end up with two spintechs. We're gonna bring it out the back here. The roll pan, you gotta excuse it. It's a little cheesy. It was on the truck when I got it. I got a new one ordered for it, but for now we're gonna roll with this one. We're gonna do two tips cut out here, two tips cut out here. So we'll have 4 tips out the back. Not exactly the Corvette style, but just something a little different. Make it a little easier to keep it exact, you know, as close to equal length as can be. The only downfall to it is with it being flipped, it's going to be nearly impossible to get 3-inch over the rear end without it hitting. So I'm going to actually run it underneath the rear end. Not a real big fan of how that's going to work. I don't really like the idea, but I don't see any other way that it's going to work for what I'm wanting to do. X-pipe, I did have to cut the factory cross member out. You see it there. I'm going to come back and fabricate one that goes underneath the exhaust and cuts across. Truck's got a lot of clay look like underneath it. A little bit of surface rust, nothing crazy, but just mostly clay. Come from Georgia. But I just want to give everybody kind of an overview of the exhaust. You can see it there. Got a mandrel bin 90 in it there to make the run, to try to keep them as equal as possible. So like I said, something a little different. Just figured I'd give everybody kind of a little inside overview, and I'll try to get another video of the finished product.